The Petty family's heritage in racing is as old as NASCAR itself. Lee Petty was there when the sport was born. He won 3 championships as well as the inaugural Daytona 500. Lee's son Richard is the icon of the sport. With 200 career wins, 7 NASCAR Winston Cup Series championships, and 7 Daytona 500 wins, Richard Petty gave the example that is the role model for today's drivers. Kyle Petty carried the family name into NASCAR's new era with a personality that would draw more fans to the sport and skill that would make him a winner. Adam Petty arrived in the NASCAR Busch Series with his skills honed in the ASA and ARCA Series. Some question Adam's time in the ASA, but for him, it was part of his father's plan.
I think that one reason is he has a lot of respect for Mark Martin and Rusty Wallace, and Alan Kawicki was one of his best friends when Alan was here racing. And that's all where they came from. That's all they did up north is run ASA. That's where Mark Martin came from, Rusty Wallace. And he's seen how great those drivers have done in this series, and he just wanted to make sure, I think, that I was going to have the same opportunity as they've had.
With the ASA and ARCA experience as a foundation, Adam has tried to set some realistic goals for himself.
Just to learn as much as I can before I move up to Winston Cup. I want to make sure I'm ready. I don't want to move up just to say, hey, I'm in Winston Cup, I'm moving up. I want to be ready when I go. You know, I'd love to win a couple Busch races. I'd love to win a Busch race this year. I'd love to win one next year and then move up in Winston Cup maybe.
Family has always been an integral part of the NASCAR story. And whether the family was active as drivers or mechanics or racing on a local level, the influence of the family is apparent.
Without a doubt, my dad was the biggest influence on me getting to this point. And I mean, he's the one that really kind of carried me on his shoulders and helped me learn everything.
I idolize him so much in the way he handles himself on TV and everything, and I've got a lot to learn from him still, but he just, every day I learn something from him.
My dad was, you know, he pushed me hard. There was times I would quit because I wasn't happy, and he would be on me. And I think that's what made me more as a stronger person. I've always been hungry my whole life. And I think if it wasn't for him pushing me as hard as he did, I don't know if I would have been as successful, especially getting to where I am today in Winston Cup.
I tell everybody we're more best friends than we are father and son. We spend every hour of every day together. We do nothing but talk racing. You know, we're very, you know, it's nothing for him to come out to the car and say a prayer with me before the race. That's what he does, tell me he loves me before the race starts. So we're real close. We're closer than a lot of families. We're closer than a lot of kids and their fathers are, and it's very special.